Hello and welcome back to another LEGO Unbox, Unbag and Build per bag. This time I'm here with set 75306 Imperial Probe Droid. It was released on the 1st of May 2021 but was available for pre-order from late March and set to ship April 26th to arrive in time for May the 1st. So the release date is kind of up in the air there. It's kind of different places all around. Some places got the set earlier and just sold them, but that's neither here nor there. It has 683 pieces, is rated ages 18 plus and comes with no minifigs. The set retails at €69.99 in euros, $59.99 in pounds and $59.99 in dollars. So, here we have the first brick-built Imperial Probe Droid, not including the minifig ones of course. Leaked images of this set generated positive comments all around and sparked a few debates such as, is it a UCS set? Is it supposed to be grey? And why didn't they do this one sooner? Also, another one is, why didn't they include a smaller minifig with the set as per usual? They have kind of changed things up here a little bit for the way they do things. Another talking point was the stand and the UCS plaque, as this time they've done something a little different and added a textured base, if you will. The base is all white to give off the impression of snow, which will also be present above the UCS plaque, which is attached to the base. Usually the plaque would be separate and it would be bare, and the stand would be plain black, but this time they've gone to new places, and I really do like the fact they've done that. Now, just to give you a look at the rest of the box here as well, on the side you will see a little bit of greebling down the bottom, the LEGO Star Wars logo, and a really nice angle for the Probe Droid. I haven't looked at this box yet properly. I just haven't. And then on the other side you'll see Imperial Probe Droid there. Some small print and some greebling down the bottom as well. On the top then you will see some standard kind of stuff. You'll see the name here, and you'll see the 1-for-1 tile. Or brick, sorry. And on the bottom you'll see the standard small print that is pretty much on all of the LEGO boxes. So that is nothing really too unusual there. And on the back then, of course, you will see a different angle, some reference images, and the dimensions up in the top left corner as well. Some nice stuff, definitely. I do like the box art on this. I think it's nice that it's just black, because it kind of brings up the maturity level, I suppose. It makes it more appealing. It makes it stand out to adults passing by to say, hey, look at me, you could buy me because I'm not a kid's toy. And also, of course, you'll see more greebling running down along the bottom there as well. Definitely nice box art. And from the back of the box to the unbox. Now let's see what we got in here. Oh, we've got at least 6 bags there. Please tell me no stickers. It's all black or grey. So yeah, let's get all these laid out and see what we have. So here you see 6 numbered bags. Each one of them has a small bag inside. Even that little one there with very little pieces like that. That doesn't seem to be a lot of pieces at all. It's just kind of weird that they put that in a separate bag and not just, mix it in with another bag. So that is what it is. You'll also see 2 unnumbered bags here containing little kind of attachments and stuff. So that is unusual. And I have seen someone on a Facebook group say, what are all these leftovers for? And so obviously you get a lot of leftovers in this, which I might mock out of and create guns out of and stuff. And yeah, you also get one instruction book there, all black, looks nice on the inside there, and no sticker sheet. So yeah, let's get on to the build. So in bag number 1 here, we first off see the brick separator, of course. We also then see the big UCS plaque plate there, sorry. Otherwise fairly standard pieces. We see some nice kind of whites here and stuff, but other than that, fairly standard pieces. We have 1 small bag in here. Nothing really too crazy in there either, I'll be honest with you. Fairly standard the whole way across the board. But yeah, that's it for the overview. Let's get on to the build right after this. So there is also a little bit about the Probe Droid in the front page there as well. So that is nice. It's a nice little addition there, definitely. But yeah, let's get on to the build. So at the end of bag number 1, we have the base here, and it was a nice enough little build so far. It's quite sturdy actually, you can just, do what you want with it there. It is not going to break by the looks of things. This part especially is quite sturdy. And we also have the plaque. Now, LEGO really needs to stop making these into stickers. They really do. These stickers are too big, and they need to stop. But other than that, it was fairly nice, it was. I'm just noticing there, though, there's no studs down there, and, like, that's clearly where the stand comes from, so that really looks like a massive design flaw. But we'll get into it and see if they kind of fix that. I don't think they will, but we'll see if they kind of fix that later on in the build. We have some spare pieces here as well to show you. And yeah, that's it. Let's get on to bag number 2. So in bag number 2 here, we see pretty standard pieces the whole way across the board as per usual. We see some nice pieces, however, with that and that. Never seen that one before. It's a nice little curve. There is a nice little curve to it. Some nice kind of, I don't know what color this is particularly, but it's definitely an interesting one. We see different pieces with that color as well. Some nice reds and stuff in there, and obviously then some browns as you see in front of you there. Nothing really too interesting there, but we see an awful lot of pearl gold in here, so that is kind of nice. And we see this kind of reddish brown kind of looking thing. I'm not quite sure which one it actually identifies as brown or red, but I think it's kind of closer to red. It's more of a dark red than a brown, but yeah, still some nice pieces in there as well, these pieces as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get on to the build. And at the end of bag number 2 there, we have some of the base done here. It was a decent enough build so far. A few little questionable areas, like, I mean, these bits here are not really connected that well, and they could definitely be kind of like twisted and go off center there a little bit. So that is what it is. Kind of interesting the way they got it at the same time. It definitely is interesting the way they've got it all to kind of, go, and all to kind of go around in a circle. So that is quite a nice little technique there, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's nothing really more I can say about that. It was nice, but there was a few questionable tactics they used in making that, and some spare pieces here in this bag as well. So yeah, let's get on to bag number 3. And in bag number 3 here, we clearly have the stand, because we have loads of these clear round bricks there as well. We can see some nice pieces here, like this curved bit here. It's smaller than usual, so that is kind of interesting there as well. Otherwise, nothing really that crazy in here. We've got one small bag in here as well. Nothing really too mad in there. Some translucent studs there, of course, and some of these. No, not them. These little bits. I'm not sure what they're called, but that is nice to see in there. Let's get on to the build. And at the end of bag number 3, we have the stand done and a few other bits like tiled off around here. And kind of up under there, we have a few bits there kind of thrown in as well. We also have 2 stickers used. I'm actually not sure what orientation it tells you to put that in. Oh, I just happened to get it right that way. We've also used 2 stickers here as well. We have loads of spare pieces for this bag. And yeah, it does seem to be a lot more sturdy than I thought. So that is definitely good. But we'll see whenever we add a bit more weight onto it what happens then. Like on its own, as you can see, it does not stand up. But yeah, let's get on to bag number 4 and see what happens. So in bag number 4, we seem to have quite a few interesting pieces. We have the black telescope here, the candlestick piece there as well. We have the weird looking lightsaber hilt there. We also have this piece as well, which could definitely be used for like some kind of gun, some kind of ray gun maybe. But that definitely is interesting. We also then see these pieces, which are just a little unusual. Like, wouldn't really see them an awful lot, which is definitely nice to see there as well. I think that's it. Oh, we also see a little like drill looking thing there as well. You could also say it's Unikitty's horn, but yeah, definitely some nice pieces in there. And in the small side then, just a whole lot of stud. And that little kind of the original blaster kind of looking gun there as well. And some rods and stuff. Nothing really too interesting there. But yeah, definitely a nice bag in here. We also have the double lightsaber hilt thing there as well. So that is definitely a nice little haul. Let's get on to the build. And at the end of bag number 4, we have a couple of arms built there. We have like this drill hand here built. We have a little pincer arm built there. It looks like there's a little kind of like 2-way kind of, I don't know hydraulic system, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right word at all. And we see a much bigger arm there as well. Kind of like fiddly builds, but not particularly that bad. This one does swivel fairly easily, and these two have a little bit more tension in them, although it won't stay up there for long. As you see there, it does just kind of fall down. We have a couple of spare pieces in this bag, and we did actually open this bag. It didn't say to at the very start. Oh wait, you know what, it could have, but I was looking for the bag, not the actual pieces. Now, after going back and checking there, and it didn't tell me to open up the other bag at all, so I wasn't expecting that. So we did use some of those pieces as well. But yeah, as I said, kind of fiddly, but not particularly that hard. And to be honest, the way they've told you to put them here looks a bit awkward. But I suppose whenever it's all built, it'll either fix itself out, or you can just change it whenever it is built. But anyway, let's get on to bag number 5. So in bag number 5, I opened this about 5 minutes ago, and I've just been messing with this piece, trying to make it some kind of gun, because this is really interesting. It doesn't really, it fits the system really weird. So this side does fit the top of a stud there. That could be a start of a bazooka there or something. I've just been messing with it. The candlestick doesn't fit on top of it or in it from this side. But yeah, no, it's just definitely a really weird looking piece there. And I will definitely be getting some of them on bricks and pieces and making some guns out of them. Making bazookas or some kind of machine gun. I think I added this piece onto it. This kind of traffic cone piece. Not traffic cone, sorry. A traffic light piece. With the handle on it, so kind of like that, and it gave me the idea of maybe making some kind of machine gun. Now that's really cool. I've never seen that piece before, so I'm really interested with that piece. Otherwise, we got this candlestick piece again, and we got a few, we got that rod there. That could actually, if that went straight up in the back of that, we could put something on it. I'm sorry. And then we have the small side here as well. We have some kind of this thing here. Would be the only kind of unusual piece really for that. And then we have our leftovers from the last bag there. But yeah, let's get on to the build. So earlier when I said the long piece, the long kind of stick, and this could join up, this weird piece that I was playing with for 5 minutes, could join up, they actually have. And it's kind of, it's weird. They've kind of made a hydraulics kind of thing out of it. So that is really cool. That's next level stuff, that is. So at the end of bag number 5, we pretty much just have a couple of back arms built there. The arms are actually quite fun. They're tiny little builds that don't really feel as brick built, I suppose, because there's not as many bricks, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of poles and kind of studs in there, and weird kind of bits like these. You also have one spare part in bag number 5. It is a definitely different experience to a lot of other Lego sets, but definitely a fun one, definitely an interesting one, and definitely one that I will remember, definitely. But yeah, had fun doing it so far. Let's get on to bag number 6, the final bag. So in bag number 6, I realised that we're not actually making any more arms, and I'm kind of disappointed. There's 6 arms on the thing, but anyway, we'll get into that probably in the review or something like that. But we do see some nice pieces here, like for example this little dome piece. That's really nice there. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen that one before, although I can imagine it on the top of that MIDI scale R2D2 that I never got but really wanted. But I can only assume because I've never had it, as I said. We have 2 of them, and we have a couple of those round plates here as well. Nothing too crazy. Now, I did start building, but on that, I forgot, but on that there's nothing too crazy, and on this one as well, there's nothing out of the ordinary. But then in the 2 small bags, we have some pearl gold studs there with a hole through them. We have some trans white or trans grey pieces here as well. And fairly standard pieces for around the board there, really. We have a silver skate there. Actually, we have a pair of them there. But otherwise, nothing really that crazy. We have these kind of pins as well. Not sure what to call them again. I will do a little bit more research on all these pieces and try and find out for the next couple of videos and stuff. But yeah, nice little haul in this one. But without further ado, let's get on to the sixth and final build. So at the end of the sixth and final bag, we have the head done, and we also have a small bit that a small little turret, it seems, under the head there as well, added on for some reason. But yeah, we have the head done. I think it actually looks really well. I think it looks really buggy and really kind of almost, I don't know what the word is, but it looks really well for what it's supposed to look like. It looks unsettling, like a probe droid really does, you know, kind of like spider eyes and stuff. It's just unsettling, and I think they've done a great job of getting it right. You have a decent amount of spare parts here. You have loads of spare parts from the extra little bag, and then your spare parts for this bag and your spare parts for the entire set. At the end of the instruction book, you'll see pretty much the same as the helmet series and a lot of the 18 plus. You'll just see the inventory list, feedback and win, and then Star Wars on the back. Nothing that interesting there, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. So at the end of this little build, I will say that it was satisfying. It came together very nicely in that sense. I do like this part, the base part, because it's nice and thick. It's solid on the inside. Maybe a few questionable techniques. What here I pointed out earlier. You can, like, you know, may move out of line, but of course it's not really a play set, so that might not be a massive problem. The stickers are nicely placed, but at the same time, you know, could have been not there, could have been printed. And something I really love is that head there. I think it's really cool. As I said, it kind of gets that spider eyes kind of eerie look to it, just like it should. So that is a really nice touch that they've managed to get that almost perfectly. You know, that is definitely something nice. At the base is really nice. I think the fact that there's no studs on the bottom at first is questionable, but when they make sense of it, it makes so much sense, and it's actually really nice. It's cool the fact that we're able to get it so sturdy without using a studded connection. And then also, of course, the base is quite heavy as well. Not like heavy, but it's solid, like. So it is going to stay there and hold the weight of the Imperial droid, which is nice. And also, of course, you get this like kind of textured, almost UCS plaque, which is really nice there as well. I think the building techniques in that were very minimal, but it's just nice to have that added in there as well. Okay, I'm going to talk about two more points now. The arms. Heard a lot of people saying they were flimsy, they were awkward to build, they were awful. I loved them. I mean, I did. I really did like the way they managed to just use all these rods and like little plates and studs just to make these kind of thick enough looking arms and to make them look quite accurate as well. With good enough posability for the most part, apart from this arm here. And you know, like, I mean, this one kind of just wiggles around a bit much, but again, there is still good posability. Like in this one, you can decide which way you want to put it. You can kind of put this up and down. I mean, okay, maybe there's not a massive amount of posability. Maybe I'm wrong, because they do seem like the smaller ones seem to hold their own weight, but the bigger ones then do tend to just fall down. But at the same time, the probe droid doesn't really stick out his arms that far anyway. You know, he really does have most of them like down the way. So that is kind of an argument I'd make towards that. But I don't think they're flimsy. I think they're actually made quite well. And it was fun to build because it was just unusual. You know, it's not Technic and it's not really building with bricks per se. So it is just kind of a little kind of change from the norm, which is nice. And then the stand itself, the actual pole itself is nice. I thought it wouldn't be connected with that Technic rod because there was loads of people complaining about that as well. And if you get the balance right, like if you get the kind of base centered right, I wouldn't recommend it because it's really risky. It's just balance is not a great thing there. But if you do get it right, it could just stand up all on its own. Another thing is the stand itself is actually quite sturdy. Like it's solid connection the whole way up, so you probably can take it up through this little thing in the middle here and like hold it up and just kind of get a look at it properly. You know, that is one kind of way that you can do it. In relation to how long the build took, it didn't really take that long. It was definitely longer than like the Scout Trooper or the Carnage head, because there was a little bit more bags in it, and it was just a little bit more like, I don't know, picky. Like you had to be more careful with some of the pieces, and it's not just like throw it together really. But it definitely was a nice build. Like I have nothing really bad to say about the build. For what they've made, it was probably a difficult challenge for them to make something this big and like that. So that was maybe not a difficult challenge, but an interesting one at that. But yeah, I can't really say much more about the build. I'm quite happy with it, and I think it's worth the money. Thanks a million for watching my video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you think there's anything that needs to be said. Thanks a million, guys. See you again. Take care.